Hi, my name is Panaritis. I run the shop of India Auto in Montreal, Canada. And I built a lot of American V8 engines for a lot of customers with the American muscle cars. But one of my favorites is the 426 HEMI from Chrysler. This particular one is mine, and I'm going to rebuild it to the all original specifications. Camshafts, pistons, rings, valve job in every way I can as original as possible. Timing, distributor, dew points and all. I've built a few Chrysler products, Trailer Queens in the past, but those are cars just to sit in a museum. Every time I build a car, always somebody wants to buy it. But I'm fed up with that. I don't want that anymore. I just want to build a driver and enjoy it. Back in 1970, Chrysler said that this engine made 425 horsepower at 5,000 RPMs. So what I'm going to do here is build an engine exactly the way Chrysler built it. Then I'm going to put on a dynamometer and see what it really does. We're using the original rockers, intake and exhaust, and with the original retainers, original valve springs, and of course the intake ports, exhaust ports are not ported out at all. We boarded 30 overs because the cylinders were slightly rusty. To have a perfect cylinder we have to go oversized. So I boarded 30 over and put it back together. We did a pure stock valve job. The only thing we changed here is we had the head planed a couple of thou just to make sure it's nice and straight, so we got a good seal when we put the new head gasket on. Which is like a 18 to 20 thou, which is what Chrysler used. Here we go. I pre-lubricate all my head bolts before I assemble the heads. You want to make sure when you torque them down that you got a true reading. We're going to torque them down slightly by hand. Then we're going to get our torque wrench and torque them down to 70-75 pounds. Now that we got the cylinder heads on, let's put on our famous 2.4 intake manifold. As you can see right here, all original, not ported, nothing. Let's put it on, bolt it down, paint the motor all orange, and then set it off to the dyno. Everything's genuine, all original Chrysler. So what do you say, we get it running, we got our vacuum gauge hooked up, we got our oil pressure gauge. Here's the air fuel ratio O2 sensor, so we're gonna get a reading on the carbon adjustments. So all we need to do right now is get it started, check for vacuum leaks, water leaks, oil leaks, vibrations, air fuel ratio, and of course oil pressure. And of course we're gonna set the timing and we'll take it from there.
Nick fires up his freshly rebuilt, all-original 426 HEMI and brings it to temperature. The engine's running smooth and strong, even on the old dual-point ignition. Not bad for the first start in 2 decades.
Maybe 20 years plus, I'm not sure. But here, it's back to life again.
Nick decides to try a few pulls. First, taking his rare motor up to 5,200 RPM. Then he takes it up a notch and pulls again. And again. And again. shakedown day is a great success. The old 426 is making effortless power, well past the 5,000 RPM mark.
There we go. We took it at 61 and dropped at 6,000. So it's a 6,000 RPM motor.
Yes!
Nick rejets the two primary barrels to dial in the perfect air-fuel ratio, and the engine responded by putting on a great show for the gang of friends who always seem to show up when a dyno test is going down. But Nick wants to be able to give all his attention to a final test. So, Labor Day Monday, when everyone else thinks the garage is closed, he sneaks into his own shop and takes the phone off the hook.
How many people get a HEMI on a dyno?
Oh, not too many. All original.
He's invited his old friend Manny along for his valued input, and is ready to find out what this refreshed, half-century-old power plant can really do.
So basically what we're starting with here is a 1969-70 motor.
That's right. This is a complete stock HEMI 1969 cam valve job. I did the valve job all original with the 45-degree valve seats. No multi-angle, no port matching, and no porting whatsoever. I milled down the heads 3,000 just to make sure they're nice and straight for the head gasket. And I bored the engine over 30 over with the stock pistons, which came out to what I could find on the market today were a 10.6 versus the 10.25, which is like a 3% increase in compression ratio.
So this is basically just a refreshed 426 HEMI.
That's right.
No mods, the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Nice.
And I bored it 30 over, which comes out to a 432 cubic inch.
Dual point?
Dual point. That's the way it came from the factory. Cast iron, dual point, and that's the way there was dyno tested at the factory, and that's the way we're gonna test the engine.
That's
the way you see it.
Beautiful. I love it. No electric pump, I see.
No, they used belt-driven water pumps, and I went the same way.
All right.
I want to run the engine exactly the way Chrysler did.
Let's get it going.
Okay. We're talking about a 50-year-old dynos over here. No modifications, practically none whatsoever. Let's see what it can do.
You know what? Considering 425, what? 425.
Well, it was rated 425 horsepower at 5,000.
Yeah.
But for many people
just
don't,
shy of
it should make horsepower at 6,000. So we're gonna take it to 6.2 and see what it really does.
Okay.
Are you ready? Let's go. Not bad, eh? For a dual point distributor, 6.2.
I think that's fantastic.
Went pretty smooth, didn't it, eh? Let's see what it did.
Because if you look at it, you got some good numbers on here.
We sure did.
Look at this.
Pretty impressive, eh?
It's like the numbers all the way through are nice and smooth, and I have it on the display, and it's like a nice solid curve all the way through.
This engine sat there for 30 years. Finished rebuilding it this year, and look what it does. 490, not bad, eh?
Right there. 490, right here at 61.
That's right.
490 horses. Let's look at the torque.
493
4.5.
at 4,500 RPM.
Nick's keeper is making some very respectable power, but he wants to be sure.
Smooth as silk.
Let's see if we make another test.
Sounds good.
Back to back. You ready for it?
Let's go.
Let's go. Well, let's see what we can do.
Let's go.
We're gonna run from 180 to 170, see what it does. Oh, do it at 165, what do you say? There we go. There. 165, here we go. So it is what it is. 491. That's pretty good, man.
She's solid.
Check it out again at 6,100 RPM.
It's like
This is awesome. Look at that. Almost 500 horsepower. This is great, man.
50 years old, stock,
Yeah.
dual point ignition,
You can't get better than this.
You can't. Here, this is a drivable engine. We'll make 50,000 miles on it, no problem. Is this an impressive motor or what, eh? This is a true blue muscle engine. All original 426 HEMI, and look at it. Fine-tuned, stock rebuilt, and this is what we got. Almost 500 horsepower right from the factory. Right on my own dyno right here. And everybody's been asking me, what car are you putting it in? The future tells me that's gonna be a 1970 Dodge Challenger.
Ooh, E-body.
That's right, I like the E-bodies. I like them all, but I like to go with an E-body on this one.